I have 3 websites by 3 different companies. So I have like Network Solutions, QuickBooks, and then another one. They're all template based. What's the difference between them and like WordPress? I mean, I've heard about WordPress, never used it or anything. Do they use WordPress and that's part of their template?
No, they have their own
understand.
proprietary system. They have their own proprietary system. But you can go on to like one of the more popular hosts, GoDaddy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with GoDaddy. They're probably one of the most popular web hosts out there. You can sign up GoDaddy, get your domain name, and set up a WordPress site, and you can pretty much do that yourself.
And then the WordPress is on your computer.
Well, the WordPress is on the GoDaddy server. You just log in. Now you're editing your site through a web browser. Okay, you're going through your web browser. You're going to, let's say GoDaddy. You're logging in, and you're getting access to those pages so that you can edit them.
That gets back to my question before, because one site that I have, I started like on QuickBooks, just started designing the site on Internet Explorer, so now, but I can go back and manage and change the site. What happens when I go through Mozilla?
Nothing, Sharon, because you're not. The browser isn't really dictating the editing.
Except that I was thinking about the instability you were talking about Internet.
Yeah, well, it might render differently. The browser is just an appliance that you view the website. Internet Explorer may render it differently, but like I found, which is ironic, Internet Explorer is a Microsoft product, and .NET Nuke is a Microsoft product. And they had tremendous problems making .NET Nuke work in Internet Explorer.
Never would have thought.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So there's a lot of these out there, but WordPress and Joomla, .NET Nuke, Drupal, right, is another one. There's a few of them out there. Or even just a blog. That if you're a small business and you want to get a presence, you can set up a blog. And then you can easily put your copy and information up there. All right, so the benefits of doing it yourself. Obviously, it saves you money, and it's probably why everyone does it. It is template driven, and there's plugins to add functionality, which I discussed. It can archive your content and allows you to easily upload new content and photos and things like that. But the big challenge with these sites are going to be you properly formatting the photos. Remember I talked about the window shade? I mean, you got to call that photo up in Photoshop and crop it, make sure it's under like 100 kilobytes in size, and it's an RGB file and everything else. Because if you go and you take a photo that you shot on your digital camera, that's 8 megs. You're going to have a disaster on your hands. So you're going to need a little bit of. There are free photo editing software on the web. I think there's Photoshop Lite or something you can actually use on the web. But you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to prepare those files and make sure that they're web ready. And you manage all that site content through a web browser. Okay. Whereas if I do a site, I'm actually working remotely on a computer. We pull the files down, we edit the files, we put the files back up. This is you're working right through your browser, okay, to effect the changes. All right, so benefits of hiring me. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm pro, it's time. Time is the biggest enemy. Okay, I built a lot of custom content management systems. We build custom content management systems for clients. Like they want to administer their own news section, or they want to have a calendar of events section, or different types of database driven content. And I built them for clients so they could do it themselves. And inevitably they come back, so we just don't have the time. I mean, you're running a business, time is going to be your biggest enemy. Because once you commit to building it, now you got to commit to maintaining it. Like once the site is launched, don't pat yourself on the back. You're just starting. Now it's the beginning. Now you got to keep it going. So that's your biggest. You really have to be honest with yourself and say, am I going to have the time to stay on this thing, keep this thing going? You have to make sure with a professional they're going to know how to structure the site to make it visitor friendly and make the most of the current technology out there. Very important. Certainly a customized approach and incorporating search engine optimization into the mix as well while the site is being built. Very important. All right, here we go, web browsers. We're going to pick up the speed here a little bit. There it is. Internet Explorer is probably about, I can tell you exactly, 18% of all the ones used. The biggest one is Chrome, which is 39%. Firefox is 35%. it used to be Internet Explorer was the #1 browser for years, but Firefox and the power of Google owns Chrome, so the power of Google has driven that up. Then you have ones like Safari, which is a Mac. On your Mac, you use Safari, and Opera. But Firefox, Chrome, those are the ones right now. All right, we're gonna hit mobile real quick. Mobile websites. This is another reason why you would have to hire a professional. More and more websites are being viewed on smartphones, okay? How is a WordPress site gonna look on a smartphone? When you build it custom, we use what's called style sheets when we build the site. And we're able to transfer those style sheets and say, okay, render it on a regular web page on a screen for people to look at, but also render it on a mobile device. And recognize that a mobile device is visiting the page and display that version of your website. So that's what we do. We build mobile-friendly websites. More and more, this is a wave of the future. Okay, more and more people are getting their information off their phone. You may not like it, but that's the way it is. They're surfing the web, they're making purchases on their phone, they're doing everything on the phone. So you have to start thinking about your website going mobile.
So WordPress doesn't.
Well, no, you can view it. You can view it on there.
A lot of templates are already being built. with-
Yeah, so they're responding to it, but you have to be aware of it. That's all I'm saying.
So if we go to a pro or you, to have our website done, what about, like, if you wanna do daily or weekly changes, do you do that, or do you work with your?
If you had daily changes, if you said I have daily or weekly changes, then I would build you a content management system to address those specific things.
And about what's like an average cost to do a simple website?
Well, just a simple basic website could be, you know, a couple pages, could be a few $100s on up. Yeah. Okay, so smartphones, let's look at that data there real quick. 81% browse the internet on their smartphone, 77% do searches, they're using apps. Apps are a huge thing now. We're starting to design apps, we're building apps, that's the wave of the future. There are all these apps that are going on, they're watching videos on their phone. Even now, people are making purchases on their phone. It's unbelievable how many people. I saw a statistic, and I don't have it up here, it's like 85% of people are surfing on their smartphone while they're watching TV. You know, it's like two things. And 90% of the people use their smartphone in their house. You know, I mean, I'm thinking of getting rid of my own home phone. So they're looking to access local content. You know, they're walking down the street. They want to see, oh, when's the movie playing? Let's get our tickets. You know, it's amazing what's going on with smartphones.
They're making laws, like the legislature, they're all put their.
Can't be walking while you're, yeah, it's amazing. Okay, social media. All right, I'm not going to go into it a lot because someone else is talking about social media. I'm just going to talk about social media from the aspect of your own website. To me, having, you know, Facebook or YouTube and things like that, it's a tremendous investment in time. Okay, that's number one. You have to make sure you stay on it. But what I like about using them, it's another way to get back to your site. In other words, it's another link back to your website. If you have a Facebook page, you put up a posting, and then you can have a hyperlink back to your site. So just from my just very basic thing, because someone else is going to talk about social media, I like that it helps search engine optimization. It's another way for them to drive the traffic back to you. Now the big part about social media that's coming in, you've all heard of SEO, right? Search engine optimization. Well, now there's something called PEO, paid, earned, owned. That's the new advertising acronym out there. Paid is when you are paying for your advertising, whether it's a Google AdWords that you pay for, or pay-per-click, an ad in the newspaper or radio, that's your paid advertising. Okay, earned is that buzz, that viral, that positive word of mouth that could be generated through a website. For example, I had a client who donated calling cards to the troops. Okay, he was a hearing aid company, and he bought international calling cards and he donated them to the troops. Well, we took a picture of him, we put it up on Facebook. Someone in the local media saw it, came down, did an article on him, got the article in the paper. He got a lot of word of mouth. That's earned. He earned that through his social media. You know, if your organization is doing something like supporting Habitat for Humanity or something, and you're putting that up on your site, in terms of getting free publicity for your business, in terms of like press releases and getting stuff out there, you got to have a hook. You got to have an angle. It's not enough to go to a newspaper and say, could you put a press release in saying, you know, that we're opening our second store? No one's gonna care. You gotta come up with a hook. You gotta find a hook to do something. We're doing that right now with a company that produces online medical records. They're a company that does this, where doctors can do it. So we got them to donate the system to some of the third world doctors, okay, for free, you know, just a couple of them. Well, guess what? We wrote a press release about it. That this company is donating these, gets picked up on the newswire. So look, you gotta have a hook, something that maybe it's of local interest or something like that.
Have you ever seen those, when you search for Google, you see those sponsored links?
We're gonna go right?
Yeah.
It's like 2
Is that a
pages
good
away.
idea?
Nope, nope,
Oh.
this is, this kind of thing, what I'm talking about, Earn, is this is where you're using your social media and to do things that get recognition, and you get some sort of viral response. And the last one, the O, is own. Own is the content you generate on your website. You're all publishers. You all have access to the same audience that GM, Chrysler, ExxonMobil, you all have the potential to the same audience, and you're publishers. You can put information up on your site content that you own, like your photos. Make sure you own your photos, right? So, and your content, which is the copyright. So you have paid, earn, own. And it's that combination of things in your advertising that you're going to use to help to build your business. Whether it's more paid and less earned, or maybe very little earned. But that's kind of the new paradigm out there now, is this paid, earn, owned. And it's kind of using social media. YouTube is a great thing. YouTube is a search engine of videos. So if you have videos, you were talking about you had a video, set up your own YouTube channel. You can easily set up your own YouTube channel. Not only do you put your own videos up there, if there's videos on YouTube that you like, you can make them favorites and put them in your channel. Okay? And then you tag your videos. Okay, you tag it. It's Mary Jane and Jack opening up the new business down the road, and it's out there on the web because it's another search engine. So use YouTube.
How do you link this to the paid Living Social, Groupon, so on and so forth? Is that totally different?
Yeah, I mean, that's different. I mean, you know, Groupon obviously is a participatory thing where people sign up to get like a group discount and things like that. I mean, that's kind of a way you would advertise and promote your business. That if you wanted to offer like a discount or a coupon or something like that on those. I'm talking more about the, you know, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Non-paid.
Non-paid, yeah. I mean, you know, it's tough. Like, you know, I have a Facebook page, a personal one, and it's like, I don't want to put up there that, you know, I went to the mall. You know, I mean, that's just, I don't know if anyone wants to care. But as a business, come up with the angle. You know, maybe you're supporting a cause. There's something called cause marketing. It's a big thing. Cause marketing is when a for-profit company partners with a non-profit company for joint benefit. So you would support the troops. Okay, you get your name associated with a cause. And that's really good for Facebook. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all the aspects of social media because someone else is doing that. But that's how I like to do it here. All right, let's go to search. Okay, Google is the king. We know that. 81% of all online searches are done with Google. And the rest is all history, as far as I'm concerned. That's the one we kind of think about. That's the one we focus on. They are the big player. All right, so let's talk real quick about search engine optimization. Okay, something called organic search engine optimization, or natural. We talked about the content on your pages of your site with those keywords in there that describe what you do. There's a couple other things happening too behind the scenes. On every page of your site, there's something called metadata. Okay, metadata consists of a title tag and meta description. And that is what you will see when you do a Google search. So every page has this metadata, and you need to write your meta tags to describe what's on your page. Meta description will describe what's on your page.
We are talking about semantic web, and so the metadata is also changing, you know, in its formats and so forth.
Yes.
Is it still too new, or is prevailing now?
No, there's a couple that are really important that you need to focus on. And some have kind of fallen off the wayside, like keyword tags, where you used to just put in just strings of keywords. Google doesn't really pay attention to that. They tell you still should do it, which kind of concerns you. Well, go ahead and do it, but it won't hurt you. But they say it doesn't really help. So you have this metadata, but natural listings are what you see in the Google search. Okay, on the left side underneath, I'm going to show you a page. People trust organic or natural search results more than paid. And when you do a search, you're searching for a person, and then on the left there's an ad that says, oh, there's a book about that person on Amazon. Well, that's not what you're looking for, you know. So that people know that they trust a natural or an organic search, that that's going to be an accurate result that people can click on. And I would say 60%, I think, is the number, click on organic searches. Okay. So we talked about getting your keyword phrases in. And now we're talking about careful selection of the keywords and the meta tags and the headings. And then you have another thing going on here. Inbound links, links from other websites to you. There are three things that drive your search engine. That's your content, the meta tags, which I just described, that those tags are accurate, they describe what's going on, and then you have like inbound links. Those are links from other websites to you. Now, if you own a bed company, and your brother-in-law owns a pizza company, and you say, could you link to me? That's not going to help. It's got to be relevant links. So, let's say you belong to a Chamber of Commerce. You want to make sure you get your listing and your link on the Chamber of Commerce site to you. Let's say you belong to associations. You want to make sure you get your web address and your name and links from that site to you.
How is that done? Does that have to be done by somebody who designed the other website?
Yeah, you can't control that. You have to ask them to do it.
You ask them to do it.
Yeah, so, but I'm talking about if you're members of associations or organizations, a lot of them have directories of members. So you want to make sure, do your homework and hit all these up. I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Let me make sure I'm listed in there so I have a link coming back.
So list it with a hyperlink on their site that goes to you.
Right, so visit our website, you know, and so it comes back to you. Google likes that, because once again, Google's scouring the universe, and they come to that chamber site and they say, oh, this guy's business, let me go there. You know, it's another way for them to find you. So they like that.
So on my website, I want to have that I'm a member of that association
Yeah.
with a hyperlink to them.
Yeah, that's called
And
reciprocal, that's called reciprocal linking. Yeah, you could do that. That's not gonna help you as much, you know, but it will help them. You know, but you wanna focus on that. So if you belong to any associations, anything like that, you wanna make sure that you get listed on those sites and that they're linked back. So you gotta just do a little bit of homework on that. And we talked about frequently updating your copy.
Just a quick question.
Okay.
Again, I have three sites. One is a business management setup, that kind of thing, and the other two are two different types of products. On my business management and setup, small companies, et cetera, I have those other two businesses listed with hyperlinks.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay.
That's, yeah, absolutely, no, that's good. Right, and that's what I talked about with Facebook. Have the links on Facebook going back to your website. That's another, using social media. You have a blog, you have Facebook. Have them come back, it's all coming home. Bring them home to you. So any way you can get that link. All right, here's a page. This is a Google search result page. I did a search for dentists in Stony Brook. Okay, and we got a couple things going on here. Okay, the very top, you have a paid ad. See that little, it's hard to see, but there's a color around that. That's a paid ad, a paid per click Google ad. Okay, so I don't know if that does not look like an accurate result to me. If I was looking for a dentist in Stony Brook, it looks like some sort of other search engine, right? So now I'm gonna have to go on there, okay, not relevant, right? Not relevant. So that's a little frustrating. But if you go below it, you start to see stuff happening. So over here, everyone familiar with Google Places? If you're not, you need to be. You have to be registered with Google Places. You can go on a Google site, Google Places, and sign up your business for Google Places. They're going to have to mail you a verification to your place of business. They want to verify that you actually have a physical location. You'll sign up for Google Places, and it's a little setup where you put in all your information about your business, what you sell, where you're located, your phone number, your website, some profile information, and then, boom, when someone does a search, you'll come up here. And up here, that's Google Places. It's free. Yep.
If you have a service that you don't have a physical location,
We were just talking about that. I don't see how you can make that work. Okay, yep.
If you've done, let's say, pay-per-click advertising for your clients, and how successful is that? Is that something that's a useful thing to do, or is it a waste of money?
You know, I do far more organic or natural search engine optimization, and personally I prefer that, but I have done pay-per-click, and the results have varied. Because it's all about keywords, it's about bidding on keywords, and if it's something very common, it could be very difficult. So I've had clients that have been extremely successful with Google AdWords, and I've had some clients that haven't gotten much results. But I would try it. I would definitely try it if you haven't. But I always start with organic first, because guess what? If I come up number 1 or 2, I'm good with that. I don't think I have to go much further at that point. And I always try the organic first. And then if I have to go paid, because you might have a very competitive keyword or something that's not coming up on an organic search. Like if you were to search something very broad, like sneakers, you're going to get how many millions of results. So you might want to have to take a Google AdWord out. Once again, more paid here. More paid listings here. Once again, not necessarily relevant. This one's from Fairfield. I want dentists in Stony Brook. So that's why people don't trust those. So right below here, now you're into the organic. This is the natural, okay? This blue right here, remember I said there's a title tag? In most cases, that's the title tag that's put in the coding of your website. That's right there. You write that title tag, and then this right here is what we call the meta description tag. That is what describes the content on your page. Okay, so you have the title tag and the meta description tag, and that's what, in most cases, what will display on this page with Google. So Google will display the top 10 natural on page 1. Most people do not go past page 1. They'll do another search before they go, right? If you're on page 3, good luck. I mean, it's near, good luck. And remember, we're searching for products. We're not searching by your name here. So you have this Google Places. Now, what gets you elevated in Google Places? Well, Google Places allows people to write reviews and rate your business. The more positive reviews you have, the higher that propels you. So if you're in a business where you can ask your customers to rate you and review you by going to your Google Places thing, and you'll give them a free iced tea with their sandwich, that is going to help you enormously. Google will say all these positive reviews coming up, that they know that that's a good business that they want to promote. So that's what kind of, see where it says right here, 6 Google reviews, right? This guy's got 56, and it's telling the score of the reviews, so that you can look and say, all right, this is a reputable guy. I'll do business with him. So that's the anatomy there of a page. So definitely that organic people, that's what they're looking for. It's more accurate. All right. So we built this whole site. It's up. It's there. Is it working? Does anyone know? Are we getting any traffic? Is anyone coming? Anyone calling? We need to evaluate what we do. Is anyone familiar with Google Analytics? Yeah. Everything's Google. I don't work for Google. But Google Analytics is a free analytics software that will track visitors to your site. Okay? It will let you know how many people are coming, and it will measure the performance of your site so that you can say, hey, you know what? The most popular page of my site is this page, and it's, maybe I should do more things about that. Maybe people are looking for more information about that product. A lot of people are going on that page, and a lot of people are leaving my site on this page. So what's the deal with that? I don't understand. So at least it gives you some tools that you can understand the flow of traffic coming to your site. How long are they spending on your site? These are all things. So it's very important that you have some sort of tracking software. Google's free. I like it. So we want to know how many unique visits. Very important. How many unique individuals come to your site in a given period of time. You can look at it by the month, the week, the year. You can sort it. How long are they spending on your site? How much time? Usually 2 minutes as an average. But if you have a well-designed site where the information is very easy to find, it may be less. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Referring websites, they click on a link from somewhere else to go to you. Okay, they're on another website, they see a link, and they go to you. So let's say you have a banner ad on Newsday.com. You're promoting your business with a banner at Newsday.com. They click on that banner ad and go to you. we'll get a report saying someone clicked from Newsday.com to come here. And we can track that so that you know, wow, I'm getting a lot of traffic from this advertising on, maybe it's a small little website. They have these websites called Patch, these local hyper news websites, you can advertise on Patch. So you can track how many visits you're getting from other websites. Or it could be a Facebook. A lot of people are coming from our Facebook page to our site. Or a lot of people are coming from, there was an article about us in the, the local paper, and a lot of people clicked on that website to come to us. You can track who, how many people came. Obviously, in most cases, the home page is the most popular page that people go to first. I mean, that's 99% of the time. Referring URLs, referring websites, that's actually the same thing. Average number of users per day, you can track that. Obviously, you'll see, if you're a business, certain days of the week will be more popular than others. You'll be able to track all that. And what's the most active days and things. So that's a lot of knowledge that you have at your disposal that you can, modify your site. So just a little thing about Google Analytics, it's free. It generates these detailed statistics, shows how people found your site. You can also integrate, if you do an AdWords campaign through Google, you can integrate that into your Google Analytics to show traffic. All right, QR codes. All right, so what's it? Oh yeah, go ahead.
What is bounce rate?
Bounce rate is the percentage of people that visit one page of your site and leave. So once again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you would hope they would go to more pages. I mean, based on my experience, on average, 2.5, 3 pages people are going to. So if you have a very high bounce rate, I would say above 30 or 40%, there's something wrong. 20% bounce rate is okay. Because once again, they may find that information right on the homepage that they're looking for. So it's not necessarily a slam dunk bad thing, but you do want to encourage them to go deeper. All right, so we're almost done. We're almost there. So QR codes, they're these weird looking codes right there.
What does it stand for?
Quick read. See this code right there in the middle? You've probably seen them on ads or things like that. What you do is on your smartphone, you have a QR code reader. So like a free app. And you go over and you zap it with your phone, and it will take you to a website. It will take maybe a phone number, a text message, or something like that. It links you to some other thing. In most cases, it's a website. So let's say I'm walking down the street, and they say, oh, so-and-so is performing live at the theater. And they have a QR code right on there. I snap it. It takes me right to the page where I can buy the tickets. And I buy them and go. Or it could be, a special promotion. Click on this QR code and, you can get a coupon or something. But what it will do is it will take you to a page on a website in most cases. So what you might do is set up a special page. Like for my clients, we set up special pages. And they'll go to that. And then once again, through Google Analytics, they can track that page and say, wow, we got a lot of traffic from the QR codes. So this is just another way to display your URL. But they can just zap it with their smartphone. And you'll see, like you'll go in an airport now, and you'll see these QR codes like the size of the side of a bus. Like they're using them for signs.
Yeah.
And people just go in, right?
Yeah.
So they use them for all different things. We put them on, quite a few things.
How do you get them?
Okay, good question. That's a great question. There's a ton of websites out there that generate QR codes for free. Once again, you Google it, and what you do is you just put in your URL that you want it to go to, and then you hit generate, and it will generate that as like a JPEG or a PNG file, and you can download it, and then you can put it on, an ad, or, you can put it on the back of your business card. It's good, good application. Like you'll see that once in a while, where people put it on the back of their business cards. See, back of business cards, marketing materials. You can link to coupons. Google Places. When you do Google Places, they're going to give you a QR code. Okay, it's part of Google Places, and that QR code will bring them to Google Places. Really bad sites. This is the end. Okay, I'm just giving you a few critiques of sites I didn't like. I know it's a little blurry, but what I didn't like about this site is several things. Number one is I don't know what that picture is of. Number two is I don't really know what they do. And number three, I'm having a hard time reading the copy because of the reverse nature, and it just, the whole thing kind of seems out of whack to me. Like the whole thing just is disturbing. This one is like a Myspace thing. Yeah, I mean, this is like, It's a dog's breakfast. I don't know what to make of it. You know, I don't know where to look first. You know, there's no clear spot where to go. Everything is all over.
Are these real websites?
Yes, they're real websites. You just Google the worst websites. Look at this one. Remember I talked about contrast and having things different sizes? I mean, you have a little contrast, it just makes things a little bit more visual interesting. I hope this isn't someone's business.
It looks
by
like
the
a
way.
website.
I apologize in advance if it is. It's just a mess, you know, just a mess. And, you know, this wallpaper thing, you know what I mean? I hate that. What am I supposed to read? Am I supposed to look at the flower or read the copy? I'm only going to do one or the other. Don't ask me to do both. I will not do it. So that's a mess. And the colors, and then they're trying to be kitschy with the spiral. And I don't even know what they do. Does anyone know what they did? Okay, I clicked off and I didn't want you to. Same thing here, rather generic. You know, just a lot of text, all the same size, kind of boring. And yeah, see where they got the links over to the right. It kind of defies a little bit of convention there on this one. So once again, I just want to stress, last slide. Remember, it's a billboard going by 60 miles an hour. Any questions?
I'd like to take a second to thank you all for coming. I hear you have done a tremendous job. We're hoping to have him back for another workshop. In the meantime, I assumed you all filled out your evaluations.